innocent, Charles Sayers declared just before he was hanged in front of a crowd of onlookers on March 1st, 1894. "It wasn't me," said a spectral voice picked up on audio by the Ghost Hunter film crew in November 2015. Hello, my name is Joe Cress, history reporter with the Sentinel in Carlisle. Welcome to this installment of History Behind the Haunting. Today I'm standing in the cell block of the Old Cumberland County Prison on the corner of Bedford and High Streets in downtown Carlisle. This castle-like building was the lockup for many a nefarious character from 1854 to 1984. Our story begins the night of April 8th, 1893. Carlisle police officer George Martin was shot and killed while pursuing a suspect down a dark lane along the east wall of the old graveyard on South Street. It is believed that Martin was shadowing Charles Sayers, a known felon suspected in several downtown burglaries. At trial, the prosecution claimed that Sayers had threatened Martin for tailing him, and that Sayers had lured the officer down the lane and into an ambush. Defense attorneys argued that when the shooting took place, Sayers was on the north side of Carlisle, a half-mile away from the crime scene. Friends corroborated the alibi. The jury took only 3 hours to convict Sayers of murder. He was sentenced to death by hanging. Because Sayers refused to die with his boots on, he was hanged in his stocking feet. Since then, there have been sightings of a ghostly figure walking the gloomy hallways of this prison, followed closely by a pair of boots. County workers have reported unexplained shouting, lights turning on in jail cells, and security doors opening on their own. Why would this spirit linger on in the afterlife in a place he so dreaded while alive? Is this ghost even Sayers? We may never know.
And my name is Marlon Hamilton. I'm the HVAC tech here at the county, and what I experienced here was an apparition. I was working in cell 116 about 4:30 in the afternoon and heard his footsteps coming up through the aisle. And but when I first entered here, it was dark, the lights were off, nobody was in here. And when you come in and out of this area, it's big heavy metal doors, and you can hear anybody coming in or out. But I did not hear a door. When I heard the footsteps, I looked out through the cell here and seen a pair of boots with the legs walking by, but everything above the knee, a little above the knee, there was nothing there. I just observed the boots and the lower part of the legs walk by. And when I came out to look, it was gone, but nobody exited. I have my shop areas over here where I keep parts and pieces and do work on things if I have to break them down or do work to them. And there's been times I've been in there and I would hear a knock on the door, like somebody's out there, and I'd go answer the door and nobody would be there. Again, it's an area that when you come into it, there's an automatic light. So if you walk in the area, the light comes on. When I answered the door at that time, the light wasn't on, it was off, so nobody could have walked up to the door and knocked without tripping that light. There's been other occasions where lights will come on and off, doors opening, and they were card doors, so you needed a card to access that area. So the door would automatically open and then close, but nobody was out there. Again, they had that on camera, and there was nobody on the other side of the door, but they did catch the door opening and closing. If you're sensitive to this kind of thing, you can actually feel it at times, and this is actually one of the areas that you would feel it. In this, I've never felt anything hostile down here. Nothing ever hostile.